that is motion and time. So our next topic is measurement of time. We use the word time for different purposes. Without using the word time, we express the duration of time so late, so quickly. Sometimes your teacher says, "Why are you late today?" Let's know how to measure or estimate the time. We are going to take an example here. Karan and Ranjit started for school at 9 a.m. from their houses, which are side by side. Karan started on a car and Ranjit started on a bicycle. We can easily estimate that Karan reaches the school earlier than Ranjit. Both, but to answer the question of how early Karan reached, we need to measure the time taken by both Karan and Ranjit and find the difference of time between both the cases. For this, we need time measuring instrument like watches, clocks, etc. At present time is measured by modern and advanced instruments like electronic clocks, digital clocks, quartz clock, etc. A few decades ago, people used pendulum clocks that have now become rare. You can see on the screen, that is a pendulum clock. Here we are going to study measurement of time using stop clock or stopwatch. It is an important form of wristwatch. It is an improved form of wristwatch, and it can be used to measure the time interval between the occurrence of events accurately. It can be started and stopped by pressing a button and measures time up to 1/10 of a second. We might have seen stop clocks in the laboratory to measure the short intervals of time, like time taken for completion of chemical reaction or time taken by the pendulum for one oscillation, etc. Similarly, stopwatches also help us to accurately measure the time in running races or swimming races, etc. Nowadays, stop clocks are found in almost all cell phones. Now, let's revise about the units of time. Based on the context, we can express the time in seconds or minutes or hours to specify the occurrence of time and the time taken by an event. As I told you earlier, that the fundamental unit of time is second and its symbol is small s. Larger units of time are minutes and hours. The table shown on the screen gives the information about the units of time. You can see 60 seconds is equal to 1 minute, 60 minutes equals to 1 hour, 24 hours is equals to 1 day, 365 days forms 1 year, 10 years equals to 1 decade, and 10 decades is equal to 1 century, and 10 century means 1 millennium. The working of clocks is rather complex, but all of them make use of some periodic motion. One of the most well-known periodic motions is that of a simple pendulum. A simple pendulum is basically an object such as small metallic ball tied to a thread that is 1 meter length. You can see on the screen, that is the simple pendulum, and this thread is suspended freely from a non-moving stand, that is stand. This metallic ball is called a bob of the pendulum. When bob is taken to one side and released, it starts moving to and fro. During motion, there are two positions where the bob stops and changes its direction. These positions are called as extreme positions. You can see on the screen, that is pointed with red color. These are the extreme positions of pendulum. Let's denote them by capital A and capital B. There is a moderate position between the two extreme positions, and it is called the mean position of the pendulum. Let's denote it by capital O. When the bob is at rest, it is at its mean position, that is at O. The motion of the bob, that is motion of simple pendulum, repeats itself after certain time. Such motion is said to be periodic or oscillatory motion. The bob completed one oscillation when it moves from mid position to one of the extreme position. Here you can see the first it was at mean position and then it moves towards A, that is at extreme position, and then to the other extreme position, that is at B, and then returns to the mean position. Time taken by the bob to complete one oscillation is called the time period of the pendulum. We measure the time period by measuring the time required to complete one oscillation from the extreme position. It is difficult to measure the time period in one go. Here is a method to measure the time period of the pendulum. Mark the mean position of the bob on the floor. Switch off the fans. Take a clock to measure the time, preferably a stopwatch. Keeping the string taut, bring the bob to one side. Now release the bob and at the same time start the stopwatch. Go on counting the oscillations. Stop the stopwatch as soon as the pendulum completes the 20th oscillations. Make a table and enter the time taken to complete 20 oscillations. Take few readings performing similar activity and note down all the readings. For each reading, calculate the time period of the pendulum by dividing time by the number of oscillations, that is 20. Is the time period is nearly same in all cases? Here you can see in first attempt, that is in 42 seconds, the time period of 20 oscillation is 2.1 second. Next is for 41 seconds, that is 2.05, and for 43 oscillations for 43 seconds there are 2.15 seconds. So the time period for them are quite similar, approximately same. You will find that the time period is same in all the cases, that is 2.1, 2.05 and 2.15. A simple pendulum repeats its motion after fixed time period. You can take it as reference to measure time. In fact, we can use any periodic motion to measure time. Clock that we use to measure time is also based on periodic motion of its hand. So students, here we have completed this topic. We'll meet in next session with new interesting topic. Till then, goodbye.